Shalom, Israel. I know the ending. I know you Israelis have ways. But I have a rabbi wife now.
What does a rabbi do in Hawaii where there are like 7 Jews?
She can come up and answer that, but when they were trying to convince me to do Lost, J.J. Abrams and Brian Burke and Damon Lindelof, Brian Burke, after the pilot, they asked me to run the show in Hawaii when it became a series, and they brought pictures of the one synagogue in all of Hawaii, and they knew Laura was studying to be a rabbi, and said she can run that synagogue. But that hasn't happened.
I have a question about the whispers and the pictograms. Some fans have been trying to figure out what the whispers say using audio editing programs, or what the pictograms.
Paul is dead.
That's what I wanted to ask. Is there just 2 guys in an editing room just saying a bunch of stuff, or is there a script?
Well, Laura does looping on the show, as a lot of people, no, sometimes it's intentional. Sometimes there are really little hidden messages in there, and there may be more. What was it, season 1? What were you saying?
The master is a rabbi.
Right, yeah, that's right.
The whisperer is a rabbi.
That's why the show's so popular in Israel.
My question is about season 5. There have been a lot of seemingly production errors that were very blunt, that all the fans...
Let's hear them.
I'm just giving a couple that I remember, like little Ben's bullet moving episode after episode from side to side.
Oh, that's the island.
There was the woman behind Sun hiding in the dark. We never knew if it's a real production error or not, or part of the narrative. Yeah, when Sun was meeting Christian, yeah, there was a woman in the dark. Was it somebody from the cast or Claire?
Oh, I have to tell the truth. It was our second AD.
And
we didn't even realize it until it was all over the internet. But the bullet is probably, honestly, a mistake that was made in the craziness of television. Yes.
Okay, there was a bigger mistake that we thought maybe it's a narrative clue, because every time they showed the dialogue from the Marina of the Oceanic 6 with Ben, every time it was shot from a different character's point of view, the dialogue was very different. There's got to be a clue. You're not that sloppy.
Well, I may be, but our writers aren't. So, you know, a certain amount happens that is just human error. But the dialogue, you know, those scenes were shot from different point of views. And I know specifically that in that case, you know, there are reasons for certain things.
But overall, you like the show.
No, I just analyzed every frame, but I don't like it.
Are you a script supervisor? We have a lot of spoilers, obviously. I mean, it's the world we live in, with the good news, bad news about the internet, that, you know, there was one time when I was shooting that sequence where Ben was in Iraq and he was tracking Saeed through the marketplace. And our production team created this extraordinary set, like everything. We do it all in Hawaii with as little CGI as possible. So we take part of a building and make it England, and then add a little bit of England if we have to, for a wide shot. Most of you are film students, right? A lot of you? So the details won't bore you.
Very polite.
Yeah, okay. Even if they are bored. But in the case of the Iraqi scene, we were shooting that scene, and our production team did an extraordinary job creating the marketplace. And I was speaking to Damon on the phone that afternoon after we had shot for the morning, and I said, "Oh my God, the marketplace is just extraordinary. It's killer. You're gonna love it." He said, "I saw it." I said, "What do you mean you saw it?" And he said, "We saw it on the internet." And I said, we just shot it this morning. He said, yeah, well, apparently some guy had a camera across the street in the building and shot you shooting it, and it looks great. So that's, in the case of wanting to see what we're up to, that's the good news for Damon and Carlton in LA. But it's, in terms of the finale, we are discussing ways we can keep it from being spoiled, because it would be terrible if that were to happen. We're talking about shutting down in Hawaii and shooting it, I don't know, maybe here. But we're trying to figure that out, because that would be terrible.
Last place you want to shoot. Something secretive.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm sure that's why David chased it
24 hours
blackout on The Sopranos, because it was, you know, he shot something else and somebody talked about it. But that's not the case. Damon and Carlton knew what the ending of the show was a couple of years ago.
How did you react when you heard it?
I
Blown
said,
away?
no, I said, that's not very good. No, I was really thrilled with what the ending was going to be. But the one thing I want to say about the last season and the ending of our show is that Lost has been an extraordinarily complex, exciting book that the whole world is reading on television and involved with. And I think, like everything in life where there's mystery, I think the complexity of our last season of Lost and the drama, and as satisfying as I know it's going to be, and we are going to kind of focus in, like we did season 1, on our core world a little bit. I can tell you that much.
In terms of the characters?
A little
Jack,
bit.
Kate.
Yeah, the iris is going to close down a little bit, but that doesn't mean all these other people aren't going to be on the show. But what I'm saying is that the show is going to be, and the ultimate ending is going to be, extraordinarily exciting and satisfying. But every little bow that's in your mind, that the guys, all the little tiny strings that the guys have set up there in the tapestry, you know, whether every thread gets in those 2 hours tied or not, I think during the season they will. The entire scene, really as beautifully executed as it is by everybody involved.
Smoke monster.
I won't make any jokes.
We have our surprises.
Yeah.